Hello, and welcome to the Curio Clips channel. Have you ever looked at the ruins of ancient Rome or the pyramids of Egypt and wondered what will be left of our own civilization in 1,000,000 years? 100 million years? Now, take that thought one step further. What if we aren't the first? What if hundreds of millions of years ago, another advanced civilization rose and fell on this very planet, leaving behind almost no trace? This isn't science fiction. It's a serious scientific thought experiment known as the Silurian Hypothesis. The name comes from the Silurians, a fictional race of intelligent reptiles from the classic show Doctor who existed millions of years before humanity. But the real-life question is fascinating. If an industrial civilization existed deep in Earth's past, say 300 million years ago, what evidence would we even look for? You might think we'd find their fossilized cities or tools, but think about it. Over that immense timescale, plate tectonics, erosion, and sedimentation would have ground almost everything to dust. The surface of the Earth is constantly being recycled. Anything on the surface from that long ago would be long gone, buried miles deep, subducted into the mantle, or eroded away to nothing. Even fossils are incredibly rare. Only a tiny fraction of all life that has ever existed becomes fossilized. The chances of finding a fossil of a short-lived industrial species? Statistically, it's almost zero. So, if we can't find their cities or their bones, where do we look? Scientists Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt, the minds behind the Silurian Hypothesis, suggest we should look for geochemical ghosts. Instead of looking for physical objects, we should look for the chemical fingerprints an industrial civilization would leave in the geological record. Think about our own time, the Anthropocene. What are we doing to the planet? We're burning massive amounts of fossil fuels, releasing carbon into the atmosphere at a breakneck pace. This changes the chemical composition of the air, the oceans, and eventually, the rocks. We're creating novel materials like plastics, which will form a distinct layer in the sediment for future geologists to find. We're using nitrogen-based fertilizers on a massive scale, which alters the nitrogen cycle of the entire planet. These are the kinds of clues we should be looking for in ancient rock layers. A sudden, sharp spike in carbon isotopes, indicating a massive release of buried carbon, just like our fossil fuels. The presence of unusual synthetic molecules or rare earth elements concentrated in a thin layer of sediment. Traces of widespread pollution, like heavy metals. Or even signs of a mass extinction event that doesn't fit with known natural causes, like a supervolcano or an asteroid impact. So, have we found anything like that? The answer is, sort of. There have been several moments in Earth's deep past, known as hyperthermal events, where global temperatures spiked dramatically, accompanied by massive changes in the carbon cycle. The most famous of these is the Paleocene thermal maximum, or PTM, which happened about 56 million years ago. During the PTM, global temperatures soared by 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. The oceans became more acidic, and there was a major extinction event. The cause is still debated, but it involved a huge release of carbon into the atmosphere. The carbon spike during the PTM looks remarkably similar to the one we're creating today. However, there's a key difference: timescale. The PTM carbon release, while massive, appears to have happened over thousands of years. Our current carbon release is happening over just a couple of centuries. It's far more abrupt. Could the PTM be the geochemical ghost of a previous civilization? It's possible, but most scientists believe the cause was natural, perhaps massive volcanic eruptions igniting coal beds or the melting of methane hydrates from the seafloor. As of now, we haven't found a smoking gun, a truly anomalous, impossibly fast event in the geologic record that screams industrial civilization. There are no ancient plastic layers or spikes in synthetic pollutants. But this doesn't mean the hypothesis is wrong. It could mean a few things. Maybe there was no prior civilization. Or maybe their civilization was different from ours. Perhaps they didn't rely on fossil fuels. Maybe their industrial phase was so brief that its geological signal is too faint for us to detect with our current methods. Or maybe they were so advanced that they managed their planet sustainably, leaving no negative footprint behind. That's a humbling thought, isn't it? The Silurian Hypothesis is more than just a fun, what-if scenario. It forces us to reconsider how we search for life, not just on other planets, but in the deep history of our own. It expands our perspective. When we search for extraterrestrial intelligence, We're looking for signals from civilizations that exist right now. But what if civilizations are like stars? They rise, shine brightly for a time, and then fade away. The universe could be filled with the ruins and echoes of past civilizations, and we just don't know how to look for them yet. This thought experiment also gives us a profound perspective on our own legacy. It makes us think about what trace our own civilization will leave behind. Will our legacy be a thin layer of plastic and a spike of carbon in the rock, a testament to a brief, brilliant, and self-destructive species? Or can we learn to become a long-term, sustainable presence on this planet? The rocks are watching, and they will keep a record of the choices we make today for millions of years to come. Exploring the Silurian Hypothesis is like being a detective investigating a potential crime that happened 100 million years ago with no bodies and no witnesses. All you have are faint chemical clues buried in stone. It's a mind-bending puzzle that challenges our assumptions about time, technology, and our own place in the cosmic story. Perhaps we are the first on Earth, but the possibility that we might not be should make us think very carefully about the future we're rebuilding. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into Earth's deep past. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more explorations into science and the unknown, and let me know in the comments what you think. Could there have been a civilization before us? See you in the next video.